Thanks for joining me once again. So today I'm sitting in beautiful Crete in the Greek islands, and the sun is just coming up, and I thought this would be a good time to record another video. So I thought for this clip I would pass on something really valuable that I learned just a few months ago. Actually, it was a bit of an aha realization, and I think it would do a lot of people good to kind of keep it in the back of your head as you go about your day. And the realization is this: nobody is perfect, and that's what makes you perfect. Let me explain this, because obviously it's a paradox. I'm sure just like most people, you often get annoyed, maybe at yourself, maybe at others, when things don't go to plan or someone does something that you're like, oh God, I wouldn't have done that myself. I'm like that as well. I get annoyed all the time at little things, but these days I'm becoming more and more conscious of the emotional chain reactions in my body so that I can try to interrupt them before they really take hold. And this one piece of information, this one realization has really helped me anchor a perspective that allows me to catch myself more often. Because at the end of the day, it's good to feel good, right? You don't want to be annoyed at yourself or other people, because all that does is create negative energy. So it's good to figure out how not to get yourself into those states when you don't really need to be in them, right? Like, some people nag at other people a lot. They keep finding faults all the time. I've been guilty of this myself, and really it never helps anything. You know, you think that from the outside, by complaining, by being negative and telling people off, that you're making some kind of positive change in the world, but you're really not. You're just spraying toxic energy all over the place. So this realization that everything is perfect in its imperfection is really, really powerful. And let me explain what I mean by that. To get annoyed at yourself or other people is actually a form of self-delusion. You are deluding yourself because in your mind, you are creating a perfect world that runs according to your rules and your regulations and your vision of what this planet should be like. And if this person or even yourself break one of these rules, then suddenly you have the right to get annoyed at them, right? But the truth of the matter is that everybody makes mistakes, including you, including me. We're here to learn. We are here to grow. In that process of growing, you're going to fail, you're going to screw up, you're going to trip over your own feet, and you're just simply going to drop the ball a million times along the way. This is a normal part of our journey here on this earth. And we have to accept that when other people make mistakes, it's not our right to then basically judge them and criticize them and be negative towards them because for some reason they're not living up to our perfect reality. In those moments when somebody screws up, it's a really, really good moment to also remember that you screw up yourself all the time. Remember the last time that you screwed up, and that will make you a little more humble not to get so annoyed at this other person and create that negative energy. The more zoomed out part of this realization comes from understanding that this universe that we live in is already perfect. It has infinite amounts of processes within it, you know? Like, think about the level of detail that is going on, the processes that are going on behind the scenes on this planet. You know, the ocean currents, the way a butterfly forms out of a caterpillar, the way my body is synthesizing millions of tiny little processes all at the same time. So if the bee and the plant and the lightning bolt and the aurora borealis and all these other processes are all already perfect, then doesn't it seem kind of silly to believe that we are the one odd one out? You know, the human is the one thing that's flawed in the entire bloody cosmos? Of course not. So that means then making mistakes, screwing up, falling over as you're trying to grow and expand and do whatever it is you're here to do on this planet, making all those mistakes along the way is a totally natural and normal manifestation of nature. And therefore, it does not warrant us getting annoyed at us and criticizing ourselves and others in the process. Let yourself off the hook and let everybody else off the hook at the same time. Now, this doesn't mean that you can't improve yourself. Of course, you're here to improve, you're here to expand, right? But I just mean you can do all that and you can give people advice and you can help yourself and others without having to get annoyed and getting pissed off and creating that negativity from nagging and criticizing and judging. There's also another aspect to this which I won't go into in this video because this will take another bloody 20 minutes to explain, but our bodies actually get addicted to chemical states. It doesn't matter what you give your body. It could be feelings of joy or it could be feelings of absolute hatred and annoyance. Whatever you give your body multiple times, it gets accustomed to, and then it wants that chemical fix. And the way that it gets that chemical fix is by setting off certain thought patterns, because you have a thought and then you get the chemical in your body thereafter. So if you get used to arguing with your partner, then your brain's gonna start tricking you to nag at her or him in little ways so that you can cause a little fight, and then you both get riled up and your body gets its dump of stress hormones, and then you go, thank God I got my fix again. Now, I don't know about you, but that's not how I necessarily want to live. So this is just a way that you can kind of catch yourself in the process and minimize the times where you have this delusional perspective that everything should be the way that your mind thinks it's supposed to be, and when it's not, well, now I have a right to get annoyed. It definitely involves a lot of introspective observance of yourself. You need to, it's like Socrates said, know thyself. Like, look at your own thought processes, look at how you're feeling, look at your actions. And I realized that, yeah, I get annoyed sometimes. And now I know that that's stupid because I'm just deluding myself. I'm bullshitting myself when I'm getting annoyed at myself or others for screwing up along the way. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share this morning. The realization is the world is perfect in its imperfection, and you're a part of the world, so that includes you. So embrace your failures, embrace your shortcomings, embrace when you screw up. Just accept that that is a normal part of this life, and the same for everyone else. And I think by living that, by not just having that as a little thought, but also really embracing that, it can make life a lot easier, a lot more fluid, which will just simply allow us all to enjoy this ride for what it's worth. A journey of expansion, a journey of failing and getting back up, and failing and getting back up, and failing and getting back up, and learning in that process and expanding, joyful expansion. That's why we're here, right? I hope that was valuable to you, and maybe the next time you catch yourself getting a little bit narky at somebody else, you can realize that, hang on a minute, that's normal, and I do that as well, and by getting pissed off, you're not really helping anything. So those are my deep thoughts from this morning in beautiful Crete. And now I'm going to go back to my room and get started with the rest of my work. By the way, I should let you know here that me and Rochelle, we have spent the last few months writing an ebook. It's called Mindshift, 51 Ways to Upgrade Your Vibration. And everything I explained to you just now is actually one of the entries of these 51 pieces of knowledge, wisdom, realizations, whatever you want to call them. But we put a lot of effort in it, and it's an amazing collection of all the life-changing kind of mindsets and perspectives that we've picked up over the years. I've put a link down in the description if you guys want to check it out. It's only $18 and it's incredibly valuable. I know, because it's all the information in that book has changed my life over the years, and I hope that it can do the same for you guys. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Au revoir, auf Wiedersehen.